All right, guys, welcome back. It's me, Daniel, with VintageMagic.com. Hope you guys had a great week. It is Sunday. It is NFL playoff time. It is relaxation time. Hope you guys are having a great time with your family and your friends. All right, so this question may not apply to some of you. Probably won't because you may not be a government worker. But apparently, if you've been like in your own bubble or in Mars or somewhere, there's this thing called a government shutdown that's affecting 800,000 government workers. That's a lot. And I was asked a question, if you were a Magic the Gathering player or investor or whatever, should you be concerned or afraid, or this might be a ignition for the recession or some kind of doom and gloom situation? Very interesting question. Been asked a few times about this, so I thought I'd just share my thoughts. And also, if you are affected by the government shutdown, please put in the comments below. I'd like to hear some of your stories and concerns. My feeling on the government shutdown as a political thing is this. I usually don't talk about political stuff, but I'm just going to tell you my thoughts. I feel like there's a lot of it's a hard stance, right? One side, and by the way, I'm not necessarily a Democrat or a Republican. I'm more of a moderate. I believe what I feel is right. We all vote for what we believe in. So I do believe, and let's talk about the Trump side. I do believe that there is a situation with, border security. It's inevitably a problem. I mean, there's drugs, there's the rapists, there's the criminals, there's everything, right? There's so many bad things that occur from the illegal immigration side. Furthermore, this idea of a physical wall and such, I've read about this, seen some of the different examples of walls, some with spikes, some with fancy, technologies and stuff. A lot of people have been saying, well, why don't they just dig underneath and get through it like a mole, basically? That's probably going to happen. Either way, wall or no wall, that probably already exists. There's tunnels already created, intricate tunnels. I mean, we're talking about over 2,000 miles or so of a border. It's pretty difficult to manage that entire area without having, it would have to be a wall that even detects weird activity down below. Down below. That's what she said. The Democrat side is basically they feel as if there's no discussion of any kind of border security or wall without opening up the government. That's kind of what they made clear. Open up the government, we can talk. Seems to me recently there was this thing about Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, started talking about, there's no reason for a State of Union speech. There might be some security issues, just to kind of poke at the president. And then the president said, well, then I'm canceling your trip to, I forgot what foreign country, but basically some retreat or some state business, whatever. Guys, I mean, all bullshit aside, I think this is the problem with politics. It's a lot of power play. It's a lot of, one side is, running for their constituents, their, the people that voted for them, and they're basically staying firm on each position. And it's unfortunate because the people that end up losing in all of this is really, the summary of all this is just us, the people. And also to you, the people that are government workers who are being affected by it. I feel really bad for you guys because you guys don't deserve to work for free. It's really unfortunate. And if you're a Magic player, if you're a Magic investor or Magic anything involved in the government shutdown, it's really just an unfortunate situation that is really just, I honestly think that the systems in America, like, education, healthcare, immigration in this case, just get boggled down by like all these politics. Some say that it's one side's fault. Some sides say it's, it's super PACs and money. Some say it's, just Trump, Trump's the problem, and I don't disagree with any of this stuff. I understand that there's a problem in every aspect, but unless there's actually real unbiased regulation, like unbiased people in Washington, right? These type of problems will always exist. It's not just a Trump thing. It's not just whatever. It will exist, because nowadays politics has changed to become more of, I don't trust the politicians. I don't think they're going to do the right jobs, stuff like that. Or even more interestingly, some people actually say, well, I actually would rather vote, like some people have said to me, I'd rather vote for Trump because they would rather have someone like him go in there and just stir up the pot and make things a little bit, change up the system, right? But they feel like he's completely immoral, a horrible, type of husband, whatever, horrible to women, but still would vote for him because he would change up the pot, right? Stir up the swamp, basically. Throw away the swamp or whatever it's called. I normally don't do political videos in this channel, but I just thought I'd give my 2 cents on that. Back to the original question, how does that affect, investing for Magic? Is there a recession? No, I don't think first off, I don't think it's going to go that far. I think there'll be some kind of emergency funding or something for the people that need the money. But if it does, I do feel like it's more of what I call a learning lesson. I'm going to say this kind of lightly, but just true. Truth is, if you are an individual in general that is struggling paycheck by paycheck, stuff like that, it is very hard to get ahead, right? You got expenses, you got kids, stuff like that. But this type of government shutdown does open your eyes, if you are part of that, to understand that it is important to have what I call a 6 months to a year safety net ready to go. Now, you're probably saying, well, Dan, how the hell am I going to save for that? I barely make enough money anyway, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's true, but also I think it's not true, because there's also an opportunity for you to look at luxury expenses. Speaking of luxury expenses, coffee. Coffee is drank by millions and millions of people all over the world. And if you go to Starbucks or you go to Dunkin' Donuts or wherever the heck you are going to, Panera Bread, if you are going to those places and buying your bagel, your coffee, your cookies, whatever, that is an expense. That is a luxury expense. That is an area where you can just toss away and just make it at home. Ground up your own, get it cheaper at Costco, whatever the beans are, and drink it there. You'll save, infinitely a lot more percentage-wise of a markup. You'll probably say to me, well, Dan, that defeats the purpose of life. I've heard this side of it. That defeats the purpose of life, because life is all about experiences, and you talk about experiences and doing things with people and blah, blah, blah. Why is it you can do it and I can't? Good point. Well, this is the hardline part. Because you haven't got there yet. I had to earn my way, save enough money, save enough 6 months, a year, whatever, have other investments. I had to make other risks and investments and choices in my life to earn my way to be able to go to a nicer place or drink coffee, at a Starbucks, whatever. You need to realize that these luxury spends, we're talking, there's a lot of things like nails for you ladies, hair, there's different things you can save up as you can then build up financial security. Then as you build wealth and actually be able to buy like a home or a rental home or other, stocks, bonds, other investments that are more, just diversified, right? And, maybe Magic cards also. You need to realize that won't ever happen if you don't get out of the debt and the paycheck by paycheck mentality that happens in your life. Well, some of you will say, well, the hardship factor. I was left with kids and, my husband ditched me. Yes, I agree with that. Or maybe I you know, I was on drugs before, and, you know, it's been hard getting back in the workforce. I understand that. The bottom line is, though, you need to look at changing the way you do things and going to a right direction. There is no correct step, you know, their next steps. All there really is more of an attitude, more of a mindset. You have to believe that you are going to succeed. Does that make sense? You need to believe that you will rise above and you will do well in the future. You will get past things. Maybe starting saving $1 or $5 a day, right? You know, $1 a day, $5 a day, maybe $50 a month, whatever. $20 a month starts somewhere where you start changing the way of the old habits and going to the new. This type of mentality, this type of mindset that occurs in life is really the revolutionary point of your life. It will change everything. It is the day that you start thinking about how to change bad habits and make them into good. And by the way, there are some bad habits that I still have where I like to overeat sometimes. You know, like, you know, for example, I had a steak and some asparagus the other day, and I didn't order an appetizer or like a carb. I'm trying to trying to change my habits. Normally, I would eat a ton of bread, an appetizer, you know, and also dessert. I didn't do any of that stuff. I had like a nibble of a bread. And you realize that small little habits like that was yesterday, but even though if I keep doing those habits every single day, it can change it can change my results and also make my goals actually a reality. And it's a mindset. You can't make an excuse and be like, you know, I can't do it, I won't do it, it can't happen, it will, you know, whatever, right? You can make excuse all day, all night, but you have to eventually just realize that it's always up to you to make those changes. Again, I feel badly for everybody who's affected by the government shutdown, but I do believe that you can change your habits too. And if it is affecting you badly, realize that it is going to come out. If you're working, you're going to get paid a large paycheck. And when you get that money, when you get that larger paycheck and you're able to defer some of those, let's say some of your creditors or some of your, by the way, your bank account, your credit card companies, you can call them and tell them the situation. They can also waive late fees, stuff like that. You know, there's things that they can do, right? Assistance. Also, if you're having an apartment complex, stuff like that, you can explain situations. But let's be clear about something. The reason why you're having this issue is because of the bad habits of the past. You not having 6 months, a year plus of safety net shows you how tight your budget is. This should open your eyes to a new change, a way to, you know, change the mindset. Rather, and this is, I'll leave you with this. I'll leave you with this idea. Rather than blaming the government or blaming Trump or blaming Pelosi or blaming who the hell you want to blame, the TSA, blame your manager, whatever you want. Rather than blaming them, why not look at changes you can change that you can control? Don't worry about what they are doing. Worry about what you can do today. That's one of the greatest advices I ever got was, you can't control what others do. You can only control what you do. And you can make drastic changes that will make positive differences in your life. All right, that's all I got, guys. Go Patriots. I don't know why I'm saying that. I don't think Patrick Mahomes deserves it. I also think the Rams are going to make it, but Drew Brees will probably end up winning. That's what I think. All right, guys, take care. Happy Sunday. What do you guys think? Put in the comments below. Talk soon.